Right, I'm going to have a quick look at this. This is a Riton Conquer, Riton Scope Company. This is the X5. It's a 5 to 25 by 50, 34mm main tube, and I got this from Optics Warehouse. And I wanted a better quality scope to go on top of my my Ripley, so that's what I'm going to be looking at. Ignore my old trap collection, some old gin traps that I collect, and mole traps and scissor traps and whatnot. But back to this, yeah. So Conqueror from Riton, and unlike the UK, the Americans are very proud of the fact that soldiers have served in the armed forces, and they have very proud of their veterans. In this country, we tend to ignore our veterans, which is a bit disgraceful, really. But in the States, they make big play of it. They really do treat them well, and they're so proud of it that the company's actually veteran-owned. And it says on it, the only US military and law enforcement veteran-owned optics company. So they're very proud of that fact in the States. They really are. They do treat their military personnel a lot better than we tend to in this country, which is a terrible shame. So, first thing, box, top quality box. Really, really good. Made of really good cardboard, dead sturdy, somewhere nice to keep your scope if you've not got it on your rifle. Quick thing on there. The actual scope itself is assembled in China and then shipped to Tucson, where it's inspected again by their own technicians. And these scopes also have a full lifetime guarantee on them as well. So there it is. So it's made, I think they actually use, from what I can remember, I've done a bit of research, I think they use Japanese optics. So the optics are high definition ED glass, and I think they're Japanese lenses, and then they're shipped to China and the scope's assembled there, and then it's shipped off to Tucson in America, where it's inspected. Because they do, the larger brother of this, the X7, is completely assembled in Japan. So there you go. So first impressions, brilliant. Look at the quality of that. Top quality box, really nicely presented. And again, once again, shows how proud they are of their veterans. Veteran owned and military and law enforcement veteran owned company. That's only a little stick on label, so that can be taken off. So get the scope out itself. So scope's out. So it comes with a little sticker for your gun cabinet or whatever. And the usual bits and pieces, cleaning cloths, guarantee, all nicely presented in there. Right, so onto the scope itself. So as you can see, 34mm main tube, 5 to 25 zoom, and a 50mm objective. Usual twist diopter settings to get your ret in focus. Nice chunky throw lever included in the price. You can detach it, and in that little bag there is a little blanking plate to put over the hole in there if you decide to remove the throw lever. Comes with some really nice quality flip up covers, bit nicer than the normal freebies. Non-illuminated reticule on this scope. It's a non-illuminated ret, but even so, top quality. So it's got 0 stop turrets. See there, 0 stop turrets. So you undo, once you've zeroed it, if you undo these, you can set your zeros back to 0, and there's a little thing inside of the turret that does your 0 stops, which I will show you later on when I actually shot this rifle and got it set up. Nicely marked to show you the direction, right and left on the windage, so you can check it out pretty easily. And again, right and then up, clearly marked on the top. 1/10 of a mil radian click stops. Parallax is down to 10 yards, out to infinity. There's no markings on the parallax adjustment though, apart from the 10-yard one. So it starts off at 10 yards and then goes all the way out to infinity, but there's no calibrations on there, which is pretty good, because most of the time on scopes that have the calibrations, they don't actually coincide with the actual calibrations on the scope. So the ret on this is what you can see there. That's the ret. So it's very much like the ret on the IOR scopes. Yeah, it's very much like the ret that's on the IOR scopes. So it's a ret that I'm familiar with and a ret that I like. It's a first focal plane scope, so the ret does grow and shrink with the magnification to keep all the mil dot spacings the same. And fair dues, I've had a quick look through this, quick play with this before I did the unboxing video there, and the ret is really good. You can make it out at 5 and it's not too big and blocking the target at 25. So it's a nicely designed reticule. It's got a really chunky feel about it. It's got quite an IOR-y feel about it, to be honest. Feels really well made. And the optics are superb. Like I said, I've had a look at it outside, looking at the trees, looking into the bottom base of the bushes and things, and it's quite sunny out there today, so I've been trying it into the sun and whatnot to see if I can get any aberration or whether it whites out or anything. And I've got to say that the results are very good. Optical clarity is extremely clear, very good. Nice contrast on it, nice bright clear image, as you would expect on a nice sunny day obviously, but it doesn't wash out when you flick into the darker areas, shaded areas, the hedges and whatnot. So I can't wait to try it out as it's going dusk or early in the morning. But really, really well made. Nice positive clicks. You can hear those. Nice solid positive clicks. No play in the turrets. Again on the windage. Nice positive detents. Nice audible click. All the controls are nicely weighted, not too loose, not too stiff. Feels really smooth, very smooth. Unlikalized Parallax. That is very, very smooth, and it's not going to move out. Really nice. Nice sort of matte anodized finish on it. And apparently it's got a mil-spec anodizing to it, so shouldn't mark up too easy. And all in all, what a lovely scope. Not so common in this country, the Riton range, but quite a popular range and scope in the States. Just to let you know that Optics Warehouse have got a corking good deal on this scope at the moment. Apparently has a recommended retail price of about 790 quid, which is, you know, up there, and very expensive. Well, not expensive for what it is, to be fair, when you compare it with an IOR that's double that, or even, you know, it's up there with things like the Helix range and that sort of thing, element scopes, the top end of the element scopes, stuff like that. Even some of the Hawks now pushing that sort of price. But this thing, at the minute, in Optics Warehouse, is really good. It's under 300 quid. Which, for that, is just the bargain of the year. For under 300 quid, a scope of this quality with such good lenses, first focal plane, beautiful ret, really good glass, good build quality, and really good lenses with a zero stop on them and everything, resettable zeros and a zero stop, everything dead smooth, and that mag range 5 to 25. It's an absolute bargain. Yes, it won't suit everyone, obviously, because it is quite a big scope. It's a big chunky scope, because it's a 34mm tube scope, so it is quite chunky. The rings are easier to get hold of now than they used to be. Hawk do rings for this, for both Picatinny and normal dovetails. I've just bought some dovetail ones for this, Hawk ones, to fit this to my Ripley. So getting hold of scope rings isn't the problem that it used to be with 34mm scopes. Now there's quite a few companies that make them, and the prices have come down considerably. Like the Hawk ones, just the normal Hawk prices. So yeah, so for under 300 quid, this is a belting scope, providing you can put up with the bulk, because it's like all 34mm scopes, tube scopes. It's quite big, quite bulky, but it's really well made. It's got a proper quality feel to it. It feels quality. Everything feels right. Everything's nicely weighted, and it's got a proper quality feel. And the lenses are superb. So happy with that glass quality. You know, I mean, I've had some, if you've watched my channel, you'll know that I've had ZCO scopes, which are like, you know, a couple of £1,000. Optics on them is blindingly good. I've had Leicas, superb. IORs amongst my favourites. I've had loads of IOR scopes. Love IOR scopes. I think the build quality and the optics on the IORs is superb, as good as anything. But this thing for under 300 quid is right up there. You know, it is. This is a good scope for the money. Good scope for the money. I mean, okay, it's not got an illuminated ret, but to be honest, how often do you use an illuminated ret? I can honestly say, hand on heart, that other than my Swarovski, that just had an illuminated centre spot, and occasionally I would use that at dusk because it was so pinpoint precise, tiny little dot. All the other scopes I've ever had, I don't think I've ever even bothered putting batteries in the illuminated part of the ret, because I never use them. So for me, that means nothing. If you want a scope with top quality optics, really good build quality, and at a phenomenal price. I don't know how long they'll keep that price up. It's a special offer, and I don't think the you know, there's some accusations that the 790 odd quid price might not be a real price, and that's not what they actually should be. But if you look at the American shops that retail these, where they're very popular in the States, the illuminated ret one is like $1,300, $1,300. So, you know, for 300 quid, even without the illumination, this is an absolute bargain. It's a beautiful bit of kit. Fair dues to Optics Warehouse. Very, very nice. I'll just show you the mounts that I've got for it. So these are the mounts that you can get from Hawk. They're tactical ring mounts. Had to get high because I couldn't get any mediums, unfortunately. So I'm going to give these highs a try anyway. And yeah, again, these are their steel mounts, I think. These are steel mounts, the tactical ones. A little bit dearer than the aluminium ones. But yeah, they look really nice, look good quality, should do the biz. Fantastic bit of kit.